Or by the time this first map is done. Again, Mirage, Bad News Eagle is going to be a big test for Grayhound. I'm picking Grayhound for this because I would love to see them come out with a victory here. I don't think it would hurt BNE too much, but I think for Grayhound it would be a great scalp to take. Really, really good victory for them if they can make it. The challenge is here at ESL Challenger Melbourne for Grayhound, and it starts on Mirage.
Looking like Bad News Eagles. Pretty slow round from them, holding a pretty spread out default passive positioning across the map. As you see Vexite looking to take a duel in middle with Regon. Just keeping him honest for the time being with the P250, but Vexite trying to play with confidence, takes a couple of taps to the chest.
Always good to see the P250, especially on a map with rangers like Mirage, doing yourself a disservice not to. Might even be an argument for two. It would just be the one for Bad News Eagles. Punching together for the most part.
Going to be a pretty simple set play with the two pieces of utility into A and the lurk through underpass here.
The con smoke being lined up, top con, Synopsy creeping through to that connector position, but not before he gets decapitated by Alistair. Good start then for Grayhound. Oh my God, Regon and juanflatroo will turn the tables on the A bomb side, but Alistair got something to say about it. He will get traded though. You can see Liaz creeping through the smoke, but that is high risk, high reward. This time there's no reward for him, leaving Vexite in the 1v3. Just needs a one tap, just needs a headshot, but Seneri will put him out of his misery. BNE take the pistol.
Already looking sharp and on point, and that is getting me a little concerned as the full biased Aussie caster that I am representing in this series. I think the thing is for BNE, like rating-wise in this tournament, with so many strong star players, you'd expect them to be up the top of the statistics, but they actually only have a 1.0 rating in terms of their whole team across the board, whereas Grayhound, only playing the two best of ones, pretty small sample size, are right up the top of the statistics. Three of the top players all on Grayhound at the moment. So I feel like BNE, especially seeing them struggle against a team like Rare Atom yesterday, maybe it is a play style and a stylistic issue for BNE in that matchup in particular. But I actually feel like BNE have so much more in the tank, and that's what makes me concerned in this matchup, because I feel like they've made it through to Championship Sunday with their B or C game, to be honest. And I feel like there's so much more in the tank from a team that's shown that they can already beat some of the best in the world.
Might be one of those teams who rise to their opponent. BNE. Perhaps more familiar territory against a more conventional opponent in Grayhound. Heading towards the minute mark, and BNE have been quite careful with their approach. No crazy plays from Grayhound. It's time to start focusing on a bomb site now.
Yeah, BNE just a 1-3-1 default. Smoke onto top con and window. They're going to position Regon in towards ladder room and start this A split.
Keep an eye on the time though, because we can see that Sicko's in an important position for his squad. He was though. Yeah, they've been eliminated on that A bomb site then very quickly indeed. There was a chance with that bomb, but even if it went down, there was some time for BNE to react. They're being very careful though. One rifle to potentially be collected unless it can be protected. Might be the case now as Vexite is the last man to fall here. Just a one kill then for Grayhound as they wait for their buy to come through.
Got to take another single save yet. Alistair holding on to a little bit of extra cash so they can get the AWP going in round number 4. But already Bad News Eagles looking extremely sharp, getting in the face of Grayhound. And this is something that Australian teams and Grayhound as well have kind of struggled with. Whenever you see Aussie teams go overseas and play a team that plays a very aggressive kind of aim-heavy gameplay, it can be something that these slow-starting Aussie teams can struggle against.
Juicy situation. Oh, never mind. All right then. He got his bell rung and then some. Hin's gonna move forward. See if we can do anything with this Max 10. This is the main question here, but that will be dealt with by BNE. Needs a good test as well. Like rounds like this where your opponent is trying to cause some chaos, even with the USPs, can be good to just to get warmed up, just to get sharp early on. 2 kills, could have been more, but 2 kills is plenty for Grayhound in a USP round. And now the business really begins.
Absolutely. Picking on that up on that point from before, I mean, we've seen Grayhound go overseas, and a lot of the time, I feel like the Aussie teams often get seeded against some of these Russian mixers that love to kind of get in your face a little bit in some of these early rounds, and it's something that, you know, these Aussie teams can struggle with a little bit. You see them go into the first gun round there. Molly to ramp, flash over towards middle ins, getting a little bit of chip damage through the smoke early on, and we're going to get a quick bricks boost over on Cat. Actually, they're just going to aggress straight out, but Synopsy going 1 for 1.
Fast moving round as BNE make their way towards the A bomb site. Bomb has protection in tow. 3 players towards the ramp then, as grenades will be offered into the bomb site. GX is very blind, will still get the frag in time onto Sicko. Into an island now, will be dropped as well. 2v4 for Liaz and Alistair, and I think this one might be over for them, although they're not giving up on it just yet. Gallus start creeping with the AWP. Liaz has got some angles. He might even have a second frag here. He's got to get his reload in. GX looking to punish, and he'll do that just in time. But where is Alistair now? Perhaps it's been made doable for him, but Regon will find the angle before he can creep to the bomb site. And it's still no rounds for Grayhound just yet.
Immediately shut down, economy reset. Crowd starting to filter in a little bit now. Slow start for both them and the boys at the moment, who will have to take another half buy and see if they can get any economic damage done. But BNE are not playing games at the moment. You can see all of them mechanically on point.
I don't know if Grayhound realized it, but in that round, part of BNE's default in that round, they had double HEs towards the connector position, presumably looking for Alistair in case he was there with the AWP, so he will have to be careful about where he chooses to stand once these buy rounds come through once again.
Always a very mobile AWPer. Instant headshot. Leah is able to trade that one though, and Regon almost gets caught. Able to get back in towards kitchen, at least for now.
That's an important kill. Gives him some space then in the B apartments. Could fall back with that AK. He'll be going to collect the bomb. Oh, that's a big one from Inns, and that really changes things here. There's no one else in the jungle position, and there are rifles to be collected. That bomb still needs to cross to the bomb site as well. So Inns will be leaving that jungle position. No concern there, actually, as he crosses. Didn't expect anyone to be holding the angle. So far, so good in that respect. Alistair looking for a weapon, surely. Found himself an AK-47.
HE picked up 2.
20 bullets in the magazine, that will be enough. Now they know where he is. Knows one is low, but that does give them a crossfire situation, and with that, he'll just hold on to the AK.
Definitely going to be dropping that over to Vexite, likely, who spent a little bit extra in towards this round. That's going to give him a full belt of util and allow Alistair to just purchase up the orb with the 3.6. But BNE, despite losing an aim duel here or there, they're going to go up 5-0. They're going to have a rock-solid economy. So this is going to be a very difficult CT side for Grayhound. And early on, already being tested. Oof. Yeah, I know. 12.6. 9-1 for GXX. Going to buy himself the AWP here, which is going to be a bit of a change-up to BNE, who have been playing rifle-centric. TAC pours out from Grayhound. They need to stop this momentum and start chipping on in here with some CT gun rounds, because if this game gets too far out of control... And as a person who's watched a lot of Grayhound gaming, I can tell you that the slow starts are sometimes their worst enemy, and you cannot afford that against a team like BNE, who's just bringing the fire straight away.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot of success. Otherwise, their economy will remain broken. Might need to string at least 3 rounds in a row to mount a reasonable comeback here in this first half. So much money in the hands of BNE. Big round then. Alistair heading towards the window, having a look-see. The smokes are up early though. Will he have good timing for the shot? Not on this occasion. Again, BNE on these buy rounds with a big focus towards connector. First it was a double grenade, now it's the boosted AWP. But no one is giving him anything there.
Yeah, no one defaulting over towards that A side of the map from BNE. A big, heavy presence on towards middle. The flashes gets exchanged between both teams, and the early pick goes away at BNE.
Might have some interest towards the short position here with the presence being shown in the apartments, and they're winning the duels as well.
Oh.
No answer from Grayhound in this one. Looks like they're heading towards the 0-6 scoreline then. Nothing else for Grayhound to do. on the other side of the map, but try to survive. And BNE are hunting for them already. It's going to be hard for Alistair to survive here. But Sicko, he might just find himself the bomb by accident. If he goes up these stairs, he'll see the bomb on the radar. But Regon creeping through there. Now, BNE are going to assume... Oh, this is so weird. BNE are going to assume that Grayhound has seen the bomb, but Sicko hasn't seen the bomb and doesn't realize that it's just there. If he goes up the stairs and everything changes here, I think he may have just... Now he's seen it. Now he realizes what's happening, and now everything changes. 35 seconds on the clock. Now, what is the read? They have... Grayhound will know that they're all coming for Sicko. If he goes down, it's an opportunity for Alistair to go to one of the bomb sites and make the right play there. Almost, but not quite. So do they go A or do they go B? Synopsy's been staying on B to try and secure things. Alistair finds himself on the window now. 17 seconds on the clock, heading towards the underpass. Will he be heard by any of these players? A Molotov. He'll have to force the issue. Does he find an angle on GX? He's passed already. 1v3 now. Money's together with the team regardless. I think he might go for... No, never mind.
Gonna save.
Yeah, he's missed his opportunities there.
They couldn't quite put the pieces together. But I'll tell you what, that swing from GX just shows exactly what kind of form and confidence level BNE are in. Didn't care about the spacing, didn't care that his teammate was a couple steps behind him. He just swings Sicko and immediately one bullets him. You know, you could talk all you want about the fundamentals, but at the end of the day, if you're playing a big tournament like this on LAN, you think you're a better player, you just go in there and you get the job done.
What a bait by GX.
There's just no holes in the gameplay right now for BNE. Playing rock solid.
Didn't take long for the guys and girls to make their way in. Once the doors open for DreamHack.
100%. And they're going to be much needed. The way that this game is going, hate to say it, but even as a big fan of Grayhound, been watching their games for years, this one might be looking like too much for them already.
The plan might be to win it in 3, though.
Yeah. Mirage has always been a bit of a shakier one. Here's this A execute out from BNE, anti-eco.
Xsight's managed to furnish himself with an M4A4. If he can do anything with it. I think he's making his way through the molly. Or can he find himself an angle? Such a dangerous team, especially with AK-47s. Xsight will get started, still standing for now. Can they find him in the smoke? He's trying to make those gambles, but GX is here with a quick scope. That is the main threat down then. Into the quick reload. Oh, outrageous from Regon. Given into 1 versus 2, so those frags are important. Again, there are many rounds to play in this half. So to make them buy up again could help in the long run for Grayhound if they can start winning some rounds.
I'm just not sure, to be honest. GX has so much cash. They have just so much cash. And the thing is, BNE, this is something that I'm already seeing from them. They're not necessarily even relying on trades. They're not even necessarily relying on rock-solid fundamentals. Even Regon just running it straight through ticket there just shows you what they're here to do in this series. It's not about Counter-Strike gameplay with 0 holes where you're playing everything perfectly. It's about just going and taking the aim duels, getting in the face of Grayhound.
Sicko alive for now. BNE so hungry for kills, bloodthirsty around the A bomb site. Bomb is here as well. Regon made a mistake though. Strafing with an nade in his hand. That leaves Synopsy with the bomb. Very tight angle being held. Still gets his bell rung through the corner of the wall. And still isn't shy to continue peeking. Senary's made his way through into the bomb site, but he will be deleted. Grayhound holding things down for now. 3 remain though for BNE, and they'll still be very dangerous. Alistair will trade on Synopsy. Bomb still creeping on ramp in the hands of GXX. juanflatroo will be coming in from connector, slipping through enemy lines once again. Flashes towards CT. Alistair will be able to avoid that. Now juanflatroo running distraction, but down he goes. Alistair creating some space for himself. Orb versus Orb, jumping to the bench and finding the first round for Grayhound.
There you go. That's some vintage Alistair form. Perfect positioning, playing that pivot position around the triple box and then a little underarm smoke and a B-hop on top of the bench. He's always been a player known for his mobility and his movement. It's going to take a lot more than that, though, for Grayhound. Big 3K from Alistair, but they took a fair bit of gun damage in that round. They're going to need something a little bit more solid to start cracking away at this B&E economy over time. Initial utility towards ramp slows down things for B&E, who I think were looking for an AWP pick. Aim duel in middle goes the way of ins. Grayhound starting to get warmed up now.
Going back to the well once again. Another flash, but GXX has the angle.
He's having a game, man. Always seems to be holding the right angle, just anticipating the aggression, and as soon as you peek, make that mid-round play on the CT side, you are punished. Mid-window smoke and top con smoke for B&E as they start to try to play info denial in middle, not really taking any space over there. Just trying to bait a reaction out of the CTs, and you're seeing some movements, bricks boost here, and some A-ramp aggression from Grayhound in the mid-round.
Yeah, they're being very proactive indeed. Not just going to sit on here, sit and wait. With noise cut, they know that B&E could be holding some dirty angles somewhere. Continuing to push on the ramp, and I'll see that nothing is there, but if they start to run, juanflatroo might hear them, so they've got to be careful. In the meantime, it'll be a split of the B bomb site, but Vexite is ready for it. That's half the task done then. Can focus on the apartments now, but it's starting to fall back, in fact. This juanflatroo's lurk will pay off. Alistair dropped on the A bomb site. CSGO could be important here. We're going to see a traffic jam in this mid position. It's got grenades up in that short area, and B&E are kind of stuck, or are they? They'll simply frag out. They've got more work to do now as Liaz is here looking for what, two, only finding one, and B&E are back to winning ways.
They had to keep Bad News Eagles locked into underpass there. Even just given an inch of space, all of the duels won by B&E, even from an unfavorable position like that, where they're fighting two players with the height advantage, fighting from cat and top middle. They still just make it look so clean, even with the missed shot from GXX. Grayhound now back on the half-by. As soon as they drop one round where they drop too many guns, the CT side economy is too fickle.
Another pistol round for Grayhound. A slaughter so far on Mirage. Maximum B&E is a joy to watch, though. Just pure flow state.
It is.
Still with organization, though, but indeed, with these AKs, they are so nasty with the fragging.
I feel like B&E's style is what, like, peak Chinese Counter-Strike should have become. Just raw aim gameplay, but then mixed in with some good fundamentals, good utility usage. Just simple but effective Counter-Strike. Jungle and con smokes coming on in here. Alistair peeks Regon in towards top middle, and that's going to be an AK hitting the deck.
Replenishing the smokes on A. Another connector smoke from B&E. Not sure if somebody's there or not. Soon find out, though, in the worst way, of course. 9-1 incoming then. No kit for any dodgy diffusers here from Grayhound. Always good for the confidence, though, to land some headshots. And again, they could still end up with 6 rounds here. So this damage will still be important. 3 kills pretty good, but the score is pretty bad. 9-1 for Bad News Eagles.
Now another buy coming in for Grayhound. Enough cash to go for a double AWP if they so choose. Been interesting to see how little double AWPing you've seen out of Grayhound with this roster, because once upon a time, CSGO was kind of famed as a really strong AWPer domestically in our region. He had like a 3 to 6 month period. We had like a 1.3 rating domestically or something ridiculous. There's a fair amount of maps in that sample size. But nowadays, really focusing on the rifle-centric gameplay. Quick pace in towards middle from B&E. Flash over the top from Grayhound, though. They're looking to take fights early on here, but they haven't checked GXX.
Oh, almost 2. Not sure if you saw the second one. Either way. So get some information. Very expensive. Scenery only needs half a chance, and they can't find a trade there. 20 HP and a dream. Remaining 3 around the A bomb site, creeping through now as Vexite comes in with the ore. Careful on those mollies, though. Scenery creeping in the smoke. Does he know where Vexite is? Oh, that's brutal from Scenery. Either side finding the edges, leaving Liaz to drop last. And B&E find double figures. So efficient, they don't give you even half a chance, B&E.
He just absolutely swindles them around the corners of the smoke. Grayhound wishing this was CS2, but Smoke's blooming that way in CSGO. He just works his way around the edges so precisely. An attack timeout for B&E. They are letting Grayhound sweat here. Always love the offensive timeouts when you're so far ahead. Obviously, you know, this is an important game. Some people kind of pin this one as the grand final, and sometimes with how the seeding works in a lot of tournaments, you know, you do end up with a really strong game in the semis. Obviously, we're not seeing that in the server, but at least for B&E, this is the kind of timeout where I'd imagine Devil Walk is just saying, you know, we're up 10-1, but keep that focus. Do not let your foot off the gas pedal and get complacent whatsoever, because realistically, if this is one of the strongest opponents, this may be the game where the Pro League spot is on the line.
I feel like practically everybody has won their own pick in these series and they've gone the full distance, so not too concerned with the situation right now in the long run. Double scouts for Grayhound.
Trying to chip in with another half bite. GXX looking for a pick in apartments, and in general B&E after that tack timeout, just accounting for what Grayhound will be bringing into this round and making sure that they're playing a very slow, spread out default, minimal risks being taken. juanflatroo goes and secures palace control, making sure the CTs don't have too much unfair information, and then rotates back around towards the other side of the map. And B&E exploring middle now, and also looking for a pick in towards B apartments.
Always a focus on connector. And these Eagles often finding someone there to frag. Very important part of the map, of course. He has looking for the dirtiest angle he can find. There's the bomb. What else can he get from it? The scope will be heard, and Vex sides there. They can steal around. Inviting a peek in a tight angle with this Desert Eagle. Spotted Centery. 27 HP for him. He's got Regon for help now. Only 2 players remaining on both sides. 2 shots left before he has to reload. Never mind, down to Liaz. And there's always a cleanup towards the end from Bad News Eagles.
And obviously for all those that are not in the arena watching online, the level of intensity that Bad News Eagles are bringing at the moment is something to behold. I can hear their comms in the mid-round screaming out the position of the player on van there. Honestly, I'd say at the moment, the way B&E's playing, they're a little louder than the crowd is.
Buy time again for Greyhound. This time Alistair's in that connector position.
One way thrown by Regon here. Looking to apply pressure, looking for a pick over on that A side of the map.
Well, this is good for Greyhound at the moment. They still have control of connector. There's a minute 20 on the clock. They've got 5 people standing. Alistair's managed to survive the drone strike in that connector position. The double nades came in once again. B&E still need to make their play. They've got a lot of Molotovs, though. That could be quite handy. They are somewhat lacking in terms of smoke grenades, however, but they've always got that fragging prowess. Even jump peeking was painful with an AWP over towards that position where Siko's just been dropped. That's one of the 2 AWPs, and the flashes are on point as well. Regon moving through and cleaning house, apart from Alistair, who still stands. 3v4, avoiding the pops. Oh, almost, but not quite there. So ready. He's only got 2 shots left, and he'll die on his sword on this occasion.
Wow.
Liaz now 1v4 as B&E just come through in devastating fashion time and again.
Just you switch to any POV of any of the players on the T side, it's nothing but mechanics. Raw adjustment. Just that snappy aim, immediately headshotting anybody that ends up on their screen. And Greyhound just do not have an answer for that right now. The double AWP they tried to mix in that round did not work for them. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Insanity. Crosshair placement. And raw mechanics being showcased in the server right now.
Bad News Eagles are in final boss mode.
They are.
The way this game of Mirage is going at present. That trajectory will tell a story. I think Regon may have figured it out. Will Greyhound be ready for this? This could be a massacre before they even get there. There it is. It's the grenade that gave the game away there. He understood the trajectory, came from too low a position to be from the window. B&E will brutalize in round 14.
Grayhound throwing everything at the wall in a round like this. Tried to go for a bit of an MP9 or a FAMAS mixed by because they're so far behind. They're just trying to cut corners and make anything happen. But like you mentioned, the smallest little edge taken by B&E. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. It was all a bait. He wants them to peek him. That's the form that B&E are in right now.
Last round of the first half then. Not going to be the best buy from Grayhound. Bad News Eagles showing how strong their Mirage can be. And this is the kind of play where it's like, give us the reason to stop doing this, just so we can change gear. And they do have more than one. Very strong start from them.
Quick A execute in here.
Slowed down briefly by the utility of Grayhound, but they won't stop. They will not stop Bad News Eagles. They will continue. Tenery's been dropped, but again, it's AKs versus French FAMASs. I know which one I favor. Regon moving through. Alistair looking away, maybe expecting a flash. There's been so many as well. The flashes have been so good for B&E to take the angles away. And then the AKs take the heads away, just as they might do here. The spray from juanflatroo leaving Vex side. MP9 versus 2 AKs in an AWP. I don't fancy his chances. He'll do the best he can, though. Desperately trying to make something happen here. 14-1, a landslide of rounds for Bad News Eagles in the first half. Just the one for Grayhound as we move towards the second.
Confident coming into ESL Challenger Melbourne. We haven't had the best practice in Australia, but we're pretty confident going in. Hopefully we can have a good showing with our full roster this time, because last year we had to use a stand-in. So yeah, we're looking forward to playing in front of the home crowd. It's always a good time.
Well, that home crowd is still filling in as the doors have opened here at DreamHack Melbourne for the final day. It is a tough task, though, on Mirage versus Bad News Eagles. You can see the score there as we move to the beginning of the second half. Every round will be crucial. They are at the foot of the mountain versus a giant. It's a David and Goliath scenario here on this map specifically. Begins now in the second half on the pistol. Let's see what they have in mind. Senery's going to be active immediately as Grayhound start posting up. Noise has been cut, but this angle's being watched. Some info then for BNE.
Don't want to be losing Alistair with so much utility on his belt in a position like that. Scenario going to go and test middle. Underpass is not open for business. Maybe top mid might be the next port of call. Oh, spots out Vex side. 1 damage exactly with the dualies. About 6 foot of brick. Grayhound in the mid-round, seeming like they want to be going for this B-side execute. Couple of members over there for BNE. Their rotations are still pretty honest. Only 2 CTs to defend here.
In they come. Chain flashes will push Regon away. Senery looking to his left, drop from his right. Regon taking one in the face, but still alive, looking for those high headshots. But Grayhound are coming alive in the pistol round. 3v2, they've got good angles for this post plant. Seems to obviously come through the door. He's just got a forced issue here. W all the way, looking for these headshots, looking for these 1v1s. Running out of bullets, surely. Down to Alistair now to get these 2 frags. The reload's coming in as they jump around the corner. And BNE cannot be stopped on Mirage.
Grayhound just not playing with any confidence. The bench player not swinging in that situation, despite being in a 3-on-2. After the contacts taken in the post plant, there's no trading from Grayhound. They're playing scared, and I don't blame them. BNE have absolutely demoralized them in the first half.
This one may never get started for Grayhound.
There's a statement from BNE, though. Absolute savagery in the server right now.
There's a potential 1v2 without that bench player peeking, as you mentioned. Maybe a key swing point towards the end in that pistol.
Well, the bench player is the key in that 2-on-3. He can either swing the short position or swing on the market scale. Needed to do one or the other. Did neither.
Senery continuing the disrespect. Disregard for danger in the mid position. This time he'll be punished, however. Still presence in mid. juanflatroo and Regon working together. Look at the flurry of frags here from BNE. They are maimed, though. They could be in trouble, or could they be? juanflatroo will clean it up, make it look easy from start to finish. Mirage only had 1 team on the server, and that was Bad News Eagles.
Absolutely making a statement here at ESL Challenger Melbourne. They're in fine form to pick up that Pro League spot unless Grayhound can recover in the second map.